So today we're going to look at the Fibaro Flood Sensor. So this is actually one of the only flood sensors that is HomeKit compatible on the market right now. So I wanted to try this out and see what was going to be available in here. You can see it's a flood sensor. It detects floods. It's also got temperature sensoring built into this, so thermometer, a acoustic visual alarm accelerometer, so it's tamper proof. So if someone moves it, steals it, you'll know. These are all kind of just nice features. Frankly, I really only wanted a flood sensor, but you get these extras, so that might be important to you. So let's open this up. There we go. Grab this out of the box. Nice little script on the outside of the box. I like the box here. Thank you for choosing Fibaro. Well, you're very welcome, Fibaro. Thank you for thanking me. Quick manual, the HomeKit code right in there. Um, so that's always a nice thing. Then we've got the actual unit here. So you can see here it's kind of hockey puck shaped. You've got the little contacts there, which are the water sensor contacts. So what's nice about this, looking at this online, is this is actually reusable as well. So it's not just a one-time I detect water and you've thrown away $100 or whatever you've paid for this. You're going to be able to use this again and again, which is really a nice thing that I do like about this. It's not bad aesthetically. Quite frankly, for my case, I'm really don't really care whether it's aesthetically pleasing or not because it's gonna go in the boiler room, and I just want to make sure my hot water tank doesn't leak. So let's go over to the iPad app and add this into our HomeKit and see what that experience looks like. So we're going to open up the Apple native home app here, and we're going to add this through the Apple native app. This is iOS 10 still, iOS 11 not released. So we're going to click on the Add Accessory. Wait a couple seconds. Make sure, of course, your Bluetooth is turned on. This Fibaro device is a Bluetooth. There we go. It's discovered. We're going to tap on that and start the discovery process. Position the HomeKit code. We're going to put that little HomeKit sticker right in front of this. The camera will recognize it and we'll begin the pairing process. Couldn't be easier. This is still one of the things I really like about the Apple HomeKit system is the user experience. They've really taken some effort to make sure it's just simple to add it. So this is a leak sensor. I've also got a temperature sensor here, so I'm going to add a more descriptive name on top of this. Again, naming conventions, you got a single namespace. So you got to really make sure you keep these well thought out and make sure you really describe the devices so you can access them through Siri later. So this is going to be the Fibaro temperature sensor. I'm going to actually go back and change the name of the leak sensor because I didn't change that. It's just called leak sensor at the moment. So I'm going to go to rooms, go to the default room, which is where we put this, and go in and we're going to change the name to Fibaro Home Leak Sensor. Scroll around, see what our options are. We're going to make sure the allow notifications and status is in here. That's a good thing. I want to be notified if there is a leak, of course. So you guys may have noticed that when I was trying to open, my recording kind of crashed. So this is opening the Fibarro app, which is what I wanted to take a look at here, is their default app. If you can see down in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a 1X there. If I press this button, look at that. Fibarro has not made their app a native iPad app. So, and that's one thing. That's one kind of a thing to be aware of, a problem with the Fibaro native app. The other thing that I don't really like about it is it only in portrait mode. If I tried to go into landscape right now, which is what happened before, it's going to crash because I can't do the screen recording with the iPad flipping orientation on me. It just doesn't work. So we're gonna continue down looking at this app. We can see here I actually created a room here for my boiler room, right? And that's going to be downstairs, my downstairs room. So up here at the top, you can see, this is actually one of the nicer implementations. So there are some good things about this app. I've got my zones, so downstairs, upstairs, main floor, and bedrooms. And then if I go into downstairs, I can see, okay, I've got the boiler room here, and I've put the flood sensor into the boiler room. And if I want to, I can go in here and I can say, okay, change the name, Fibaro Flood Sensor, boiler room, look at accessory info. Apparently that's null, not applicable. There we go. There, that's come up. So Fibaro Group, firmware 1.0, serial number, all that good stuff is in there. Leak detection, no, there's no leaks. That's awesome. Temperature, that's good too. So one of the things that is, I don't know, I'll tell you, I'm not big on this particular application. The fact that it is iPhone only, not iPad, the orientation is locked into portrait. I think Fibaro could do some more work on their application here. Although, like I said, I do like the fact that the zones is integrated, so I can go look at my upstairs, look at my downstairs, main floor, and look at all the different zones, complete with things like the temperature. Right, so if I want to go look at that right now, the temperature in the boiler room is 18.5 degrees Celsius. Right, if I want to go upstairs, what's interesting here is the upstairs, which is the Elgato room monitor, or Eve Elgato. I get 2 decimal points, and if I look at the Eve degree in the living room, I've actually got 3 decimal points of temperature, as opposed to some of the other points. I don't obviously need it to be that much, but so there's some interesting things about here. I've got my scenes. I've got my typical, like, what are the devices I've got. You know, it's an application. I'm still more of a fan of the Apple Home app. I'm really hoping that the iOS 11 version, with some of the new automations and some of the new timers that they've got in it, it's going to take that even better. There are other vendors' applications that I like more. I think Fibaro's done some interesting things, but it's not enough, definitely, to make me change away from the default app. Hope this was interesting to you guys. This is the Fibaro Flood Sensor review again, unboxing, setting it up, getting it out there. So far, it's worked. I've had no leaks. The one time that it was moved, the tampering sensor did go off. I did get the alarm. I'm not going to do that on purpose because it wasn't pleasant for my ears. I'm going to save you guys that trouble. But overall, it's the only one right now that supports HomeKit, so my choices are definitely limited. The price it's a little much for what I was expecting, and I think the other thing with Fibaro, having put in the tampering sensor and the alarm, the accelerometer for the tampering sensing, I could live without those features. The temperature here, I really don't care what the temperature is in the places where I'm going to be putting a flood sensor, which might be underneath the kitchen sink, or in behind a washing machine, or in the boiler room right beside the hot water tank, places like this. So I think they've kind of overbuilt this a little bit, and the price does reflect that. This is definitely not a $20 sensor, but overall, it allows me to meet the need that I have, which is that flood sensor. I want to make sure my hot water tank, which is getting a little older, I'm over 10 years now, I want to know when that thing floods. I want to know when that thing starts to leak. Hope you guys found this interesting.